people. So our check's being cut on Thursday. We just opened up a new savings account and had to go into the bank and do new signature cards and all of that. And we're basically have no access to our money. I mean, now we do, but it was funny. Anyhow, so ours is on our way and we don't need installments at this time. We're good.
Okay, very good. Well, again, we want to make it as easy as possible for everyone. I think the value of what you get for your membership is very high. There's a lot of engagement, a lot of training, a lot of resources and connection to a really huge network of over 1,200 people who are part of the National Main Street, and direct connection to all of that. So, and we also provide a lot more engagement resources and information than had prior been a part of CAMSA, because there was just not the engagement and having someone dedicated to working with the whole membership. So we want to increase our membership and figure out ways that we can do that. And so with that, we also want to be able to highlight all of the great work that our members are doing. And part of the way that we do that is through your stats and your reporting. So you should have received from me a spreadsheet with information so that you could complete that. Most of you were able to do it last year. Hopefully you can get to it this year as well, because there is a deadline.
Sorry to stop you there, Amanda. The question I have for the reporting, it was due yesterday, right?
I extended it till Friday. I have to turn it in next week. So I'm hoping everyone can get theirs to me in the next few days.
Perfect. All right, thank you.
Did anyone else have a question about the reinvestment stats?
I did. Thank you for that extension. I was panicking yesterday. I was out last week and I was trying to figure it out. One of my staffers who was laid off has done this for us in the past. And so I'm trying to piece it together. I'm assuming that we're really just trying to provide a best estimate here. And this is not scientific.
Right.
Okay.
Not at all. Yeah.
Could I ask a question as well? Because Bettina, I'm kind of in a similar boat. We've had trouble with this in the past. We now have someone at the city who's able to assist us with this. So I sent this over and this is a question that he sent back. So right now we've got questions 3 through 7 completed. But he said, what I don't know is if the nexus needs to be around CVA, us, Carlsbad Village Association involvement only, and how that would impact the numbers, or is this citywide? Because they don't have.
Your district. It's only for your.
It is. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Only for your district, the businesses within your district boundaries.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So within only the village. So see, the city cannot break that out. They don't break out just the village from citywide.
Right. So if there's a way that you can estimate based on the businesses that are within the district,
okay.
That's really the way to do it.
Okay, and then for those of you who have been doing this more often, do you generally go through your economic development manager, or who do you use to assist you with these numbers? Because these are definitely not numbers that us, CVA, would have specifically.
Yeah, so I know a lot of organizations do check in with their city. If they can get some information around that. Also, again, I don't know what the relationship is that you have with your businesses there. But if there's some outreach that you can do directly to the businesses, that also is helpful to get an idea of how they are doing and whether or not they've hired new people or laid off people or, those things.
So I could see if you're a P-bid or a bid and most, or let's say you're a bid and all of your businesses are connected to you, but we have over 300 businesses and not all of them are connected to Carlsbad Village Association. We just started a membership program, 12 months ago. And so not all are members. And then, so how would you do that? I have no way of reaching all 300. We've got a very big list, but I know I'm missing, when I send out a correspondence to the 600, probably 280 of them, I can see opens and engagement, but I'm missing a lot. And we're
Again, it's your best estimate and what you are recognizing within your district. You've seen new businesses to open, you've seen businesses to close, so those things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're not expecting that it's going to be 100% accurate, but
Got it. Thank you.
yeah.
I have a couple of questions, Amanda.
Mm-hmm.
Data point number 9 is it says average organization budget.
So that actually, I'm going to fill that out, but what you need to answer is what your organization budget is.
For
I'm going to, once I get the total of the budgets through each of your programs, then I will then do the average of what they are.
Okay. And then data point number 11 is number of programs included in these statistics. Would that be?
I should have taken that out. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I didn't update because I have a report that I have to give and then the reporting you guys give to me. So those 2 points are not for you to answer. Sorry about that. I'll send it out again without that in there. So.
Okay, perfect. And then in terms of the organizational budget, you want our actuals from 2020. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So question for you. So the 2 questions that I know you're resending, but since I'm going to be talking with someone right away at the city right after this call, the ones that we do not need to attend to are which ones? Number 9 and number 11?
Yes.
Okay, but all the rest are as is. Okay.
But we need to answer our organizations for 9 and 11.
Yes. What is your organizational budget?
So that's for this year then, right? Not like in a
This year. This year. This is all for 2020. We're reporting the numbers from 2020. So all of this information should be what happened in 2020.
Okay, I have a question. If it's for
Yes.
2020 and we're on a fiscal year, not a calendar year, that makes it difficult because all of our numbers are run on a fiscal year, except for payroll.
Okay. Well, then report what your budget is for your fiscal year.
That's what I just.
More questions? Yay. Okay, well, definitely email me if you have other questions. I will then send out an updated one without the other questions that are really for me to answer.
One quick question, Amanda. In terms of the jobs created, should we be reporting like all industry types or just for-profit industry types?
I think it's all industry types.
Because I know with like EDA grants, you can't report on nonprofit businesses that are assisted. So cool. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Is that okay, everybody? All right. So grant opportunities, I wanted to highlight again that there is the grant from American Express, the backing historic small restaurants. They really are pushing this, and it's a great opportunity. Each restaurant will receive up to $40,000, I think, 25 restaurants. And the deadline is on March the 9th. So if there is a historic restaurant or a restaurant that has some great history within your district that potentially could apply for this, definitely encourage them to do so. It is a good amount of money to support them. And yeah, it's been highlighted on Forbes magazine, Town and Country, and Fortune. So there's going to be a lot of coverage for this, and it's really a big deal. So do any of you know offhand whether or not you have restaurants that might be able to apply for this? There's a couple. You said Hollister, yeah.
Well, are you talking, when you say historic, are you talking about the number of years they've been in that location, in that building, or?
You know, I have not looked closely at all of the guidelines. I don't know, Abby, do you have more detailed information around historic?
I wish I did. I'm happy to jump in really quick and see if I can find more details while we're chatting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I
I know that initially they were talking, well, some of it was connected to the actual building, like if it's in an older historic building or something like that. I don't know if there are also connecting it to any cultural, historic type of preservation that could be included as part of, the guidelines. I'm hoping that can be part of it, because then that'll open it up to more restaurants to apply.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the biggest eligibility factor that I saw that immediately took us any of our restaurants out of the running was that the restaurant had to have been 25 in operation for 25 years or more.
Okay,
I
25.
didn't see anything about whether or not it had to be like in the same location for that duration of time,
Mm-hmm.
but the 25-year eligibility, just like we only have one business that got close to that, and they're at like 21. So
Darn. I was
like 21 or
thinking that.
22 or something like that. So
Oh, darn. Yeah, I was thinking that you had at least one that was going to be able to do it. Okay.
Yeah, we have Johnny's Bar and Grill here. Actually, we're across the street from them, and they've been in business for 101 years.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah, and so they're super popular. If you ever do a little research, they've got a real cool mural on the outside of their building, and they've been in a movie, and so they're pretty cool. So we definitely applied for him.
Oh, excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else think that they might have some businesses?
I have a business that I'm not sure how long it's been in operation. I've only lived in the area for 10 years, but it's a noodle house in our historic Chinatown.
Mm-hmm.
And they do live music in the upstairs. They promote jazz performances in the olden days. So I'm thinking about applying for them, but I have had challenges getting in touch with the owner. So,
Mm-hmm.
But we Californians, our history just hasn't been around as long.
That's true. But 25 years, that's not so long. So Grass Valley, no?
We might have one. It's a long time for one business to be in business, and
Yeah, I guess.
we might have one. Yeah, I was full for a little bit there. I wanted to make sure I read that right, and yeah, it is 25 years in business.
Okay.
Now, there might be something in Nevada City as well. We'll see.
I guess bars don't count.
It says restaurants, so I'm thinking that it is really just restaurants. If it's a restaurant bar, but
We have lots of bars that have been around more than 25 years. They seem to last the longest.
Mm-hmm.
So we have one on the corner of Broadway and First Street. So our Tres Hombres, it used to be General Bidwell's store back in the day, and it's been around for 30 years. So that might be something. I do know that they've already received some COVID money, so I don't know if that would take them out of the running, but it might be something
No.
that we want to talk to them about.
No, this is a separate grant altogether. So
Okay.
yeah, definitely something to look into and potentially help.
Okay.
Yeah, well, definitely think about it. And if there are others, because they are really wanting some folks from California to apply. I've been getting several emails, get California people to apply.
So
So
does the Main Street organization have to apply for them? Is that how it works?
no, I don't think
Okay.
so. You apply with them, or maybe you have to, they have to be within your district.
I think where the Main Street organizations can assist is by nominating. It's like this opportunity, the way I read it, it's like both an application process and a nomination process. So if you know of a business and you want to nominate them, I think you can nominate them. And then what I'm assuming happens is that the grant program will maybe contact the business and encourage them to apply or something
Got
like
it.
that.
Yeah, I asked the difference between, like, it said it didn't matter how many people nominated, that wasn't going to sway anything. I said, what's the difference between us nominating and the restaurant applying?
Mm-hmm.
Difference is the restaurant provides more information. So I think if you think that your owner won't apply, then you can nominate to kind of start the process so they can be contacted.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
For the restaurant to apply themselves. Yeah.
Well, we hope to get some California folks in there to receive this grant. I mean, it's really a great opportunity and lots of funding for them.
Question, sorry.
Michelle.
Did you send us a link for that grant? Because I think I have a restaurant.
I did.
Okay, I'll have to look for it.
But I can send it again. And it's on the website. It's on the Main Street website.
Perfect. I'm going to look into that. We have a restaurant that's been open for almost 100 years in our town, and I think they would be really great for it.
Okay.
So I'll look into that. Thanks.
Fantastic. And how many of you actually applied for the Main Street grant, the resiliency grant? And I saw one hand.
I did.
Oh, two. Okay, two folks. Is that all? Only two of you guys applied? Three? Okay. All right.
I'm sorry, we had
Transition.
staff transition February, and we're still working through the process. So that was one of the things that fell through the cracks.
Yeah. Well, three of you guys, I'm glad to hear that at least three of you have applied, and hopefully, I believe it is, was it 10 that are going to be actually? Yeah, I think it's 10 that will be awarded.
That's the one I wrote you about, right?
Yes, you had to be accredited. Yes, to qualify, not affiliate programs. Only accredited programs are eligible. Okay. So any other updates about grants? Did anybody else have any grants or information that they want to share about grants?
Not grants, but we were just awarded our PPP.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Congrats.
I tell you, boy, I started crying right on the spot.
Oh,
nice.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
I do want to share that we're still issuing grants to our small business community. I believe I reported that we're managing $315,000 from the city.
Right.
So we have allocated, I think now, $260,000 so far, and they're starting to slow down on applications, but it's a interesting process, like I mentioned last time, how time consuming it is, and the concerns that we see with businesses, especially with financials. So probably another tackle to discuss maybe in the future. But how we can offer more services to our businesses, either through state or even national, depending on how that goes. But yeah, that's only thing I have on grants that we're issuing right now.
Okay. And
We
anybody
got,
else?
we got the PPP also.
You got the PPP?
Yeah.
Great.
Yay.
Oh, you guys too. Oh, all of you guys got Hollister and SLO. You got it too?
Yeah, and we received our second round as well. And we
Oh.
were finally able to submit our forgiveness application for our first draw, I think last week.
Excellent.
So waiting on those to get pushed through.
Mm-hmm. Gumaro, did you guys apply for PPP or no?
We did, and we received money too. We received ours immediately, probably the first week when it opened.
Mm-hmm.
We already, I believe they've forgiven our first round already, so we're in second round. See where it goes.
Excellent. Well, good to know that. It seems like the process is working now. Seemed like it was kind of stuck there for a moment, but now looks like it's moving forward.
I have a curious, just a quick question. Since we're a 501c6, so we weren't eligible for the first round. I'm curious to just learn, for those of you who did second rounds, was it the same amount? Was there any tie-in? I'm just kind of curious. Could you do the same, more, less, or was it just completely a separate loan, separate situation?
I can probably speak on that. I think we received about the same, since we had the same amount of staff. And so we had the numbers, the payroll reports to match that. So that's what we did. And the first time we did this, just a little side note here, we did it through the 501c3 application or tax ID number. And they allowed us to use the 501c6 operation money to transfer to the 501c6. So somehow it all worked out, and we were very fortunate to receive that money. Very fortunate.
Anybody else? Applied twice?
Yeah, we applied twice. I wasn't involved in the application process. So I'm not quite sure like what the eligibility or, funding parameters were with the first versus the second. But I think the total amount was more or less this for each of that we received was more or less the same. Yeah. And I think that's mostly because we didn't have any significant changes in our financial situation and our staffing numbers, I think. So for us, it was about the same, like between 30 and 40K for each draw. And we're a C3.
Thank
Christine, did you have another comment?
No, just thank you. It was just good to understand.
Okay, thank you. And so in terms of moving forward with some of the things that we had outlined that we wanted to do for CAMSA in terms of marketing, we have established a YouTube channel, and we have uploaded some videos from our conference. We will be really kind of building out this channel with content. We want to have content from your Main Street programs and videos. At some point, it's going to be a slow process because we're all working on other stuff. So, but it is up there right now, and the conference videos are there. I don't know, Abby, if you want to say just a little bit about the YouTube channel.
Yeah, so the YouTube channel, as Amanda mentioned, really just has the fall conference videos up there right now, broken down by session. I'll be doing final edits to those so you can tell the sessions apart by title, which they currently don't have that. But then, yeah, going forward, we're really looking forward to letting this be a platform to house and share your videos so that, folks can easily access your successes and your initiatives, and so that CAMSA can continue to highlight and champion the work that y'all are doing. So if there's more you'd like this page to be, I'd be interested to hear your feedback. This is sort of the first two steps to launching it. But yeah, that's up and coming, and we're very excited about it.
And I want to thank Alicia also for curating a lot of that information from the conference. She did a lot to really kind of pull things out and do a table of contents and all of that. So the information is a lot more easy to recognize what's there. And Alicia, was there anything that you wanted to share about the YouTube?
No, I don't think so. Abby and Amanda and I had a conversation a few weeks back, trying to think of ways that we could build out the channel and utilize it as both kind of like an educational platform, but also a promotional platform for our communities. And I guess also kind of like a sales platform to try and, demonstrate the work that we're doing and pitch the relevance and the importance of the CAMSA network to get more folks kind of signed in and tuned on. So we've come up with a couple of ideas about creating different types of playlists. So, like a playlist for each of the CAMSA conferences, and maybe one that has links to recordings from National Main Street workshops that are free and open to the public, and then playlists to feature, our communities, and inviting people to, send in links so we can add them to the playlist. So things like that. So still a work in progress, but we'll get it up and running and tie it in with the rebrand of CAMSA as well. So excited to be a part of the effort.
Great. So yeah, excited to be continuing to promote CAMSA and our work, and really highlight all the work that you guys are doing throughout California. It's really fantastic. And with that, also, we have the opportunity to have a networking session at our Main Street Now conference on the Monday, late afternoon. And I know a lot of you were interested in doing that. I kind of went back and forth a little bit on whether or not we wanted it to be just purely networking or an opportunity for people to kind of highlight some of the work that's happening in their downtowns and districts. Anybody want to weigh in about that? Do you think it's a good opportunity for folks to, it'll be kind of the last thing happening on that Monday. So I don't know if people would still be up and kind of invigorated and wanting to do that, because it would start probably at 4 p.m. Comments? Anybody?
I'd participate if you had it.
Okay. Others?
Yeah.
What'd you say, Marnie?
I said I would participate.
Anybody else? Think you might be too worn out by the end of the day? Because it's an option. We don't have to do it. We can do it. But it will be kind of probably a long day, but yes, no, maybe. Well, I'll send it out again and I'll try to, get gauge how many people will actually want to participate.
I haven't seen that email, Amanda, so I'm still
Okay.
on my, it's not open yet, so.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll send that out again, and hopefully we can get a good number of people to participate. And I also wanted to mention that the Main Street America Institute for Professional Development is something that as a member you have access to. I don't know if you all have taken any of the workshops that are available through the Main Street American Institute, but certainly you should look at that. I did include a link on the last email that I sent out, so you should check it out and figure out if there are some workshops and trainings that would be helpful to you. Lots of really great stuff. And again, that is part of your membership, and you should really be taking advantage of it. Has anybody taken any classes through the Main Street Institute? No? Well, good stuff. Definitely want to promote it. You guys should be taking advantage of it. So with that, I just wanted to open it up for community updates. If folks want to share some of the stuff that's going on in their neck of the woods.
I have a question actually
Mhm.
for Katie. Katie from Chico. Sorry, I
Oh.
can't see you right now. So, but I wanted to. I know you mentioned last month about your night market, or you guys are restarting that market. Have you?
Yeah.
Can you give us an update where you at with that?
So the process right now is we're planning to launch it on Thursday, May 6th.
Nice.
You know, like I said, we've got a Saturday market that's been going on for, they never really stopped. And I went this weekend and counted and did all kinds of surveillance. So they had like, 4 different performers, and they've got, oh yeah, they've got everything. I know, Bettina, I can see your eyes going, trust me. And they started, so here's some of the good news. We're hearing that we're going to get to go in the red in the next few days, which is good. And because ours is a certified farmers market, we can have the market, and it's 6 to 9. So I've got a lot of farmers that are still doing it. There's still only 2 staff, and that's going to be a bit tricky. I mean, we're talking thousands of people, but like I said, I was at Saturday, and there's thousands of people, and they've got everything from makers to food to you name it.
How are they
So
doing the social distancing with the thousands of people?
they're just telling people to social distance. They've got hand sanitizer and water stations and stuff like that. They ask people to wear a mask. But yeah, I know Red Bluff also has a night market. They did their night market last year. We didn't because of our charter with the city. So we actually have a franchise agreement with the city. But it looks like we're going to bring it back. And we're probably going to bring it back with farmers as well as, I don't know about food trucks, but we're trying to get more of our downtown restaurants to be a part of the market and actually be on the footprint because of COVID. So that's where we're at right now. We're going to give them first right of refusal before we bring in outside vendors for things like, burgers and stuff like that out on the footprint. So we actually sent a letter to all of our restaurants from our executive director as well as our president of the association, stating that they get first right of refusal if they want to have a booth at the market within the footprint. And so, because we did get a little bit of pushback because of COVID about having outside vendors, especially vendors that sell similar products,
Right.
So
wow, you must have a pretty relaxed health department, because we are really struggling with our farmers market. They're just allowing us right now with the tier that we're in, just certified farmers. They're not allowing us to bring in anything else. Like we even tried to get hummus in there, and then they were just saying that with the amount of ingredients, they're not allowing that. They're just gonna, we're just struggling getting anything other than certified farmers in our market right now. And he said that, according to the California guidelines, that these other markets are turning a blind eye to this because they're not supposed to be allowing this. So I'm just very confused and frustrated with what's allowed and what's not allowed.
I get it. And I feel your frustration and pain because, like I said, if we go 20 minutes into a different city, all the in-person dining is in place.
Yeah.
Versus some of our downtown restaurants that are following the guidelines and not having it. And so it's across the board. I believe because we are so event based that if we didn't have the market, it's one of our streams of revenue, that it would be really, really hard on just our organization. Because
Well, and
it's
that's
such a
what
big,
we're like, because even last year, you know, we were again just limited to so many farmers. And by the time we figured out what our overhead and, you know, having somebody out there, we
Yeah.
basically pulled a negative. So that was, again, like, what am I doing all this work for? Because it's, you know, we have over 100 booths normally. And, you know, we were down to 7, and and it's just as much work to do 7 booths as it is to do 100, truthfully. And then to pull negative at the end of the season was, you know, like, what are we doing this for?
Yeah, I get it. We're looking at the same boat. We're like, we can have a market, but we're not going to make any money and we're going to lose money. But is it for the good of the community? Yes. Is there a sponsor for this? Like, you guys want this market to happen, but we're like making zero result. It's hard.
It is.
The one thing I will say though is, so I just sent out constant contact yesterday, and with everything that's been going on with COVID, I've got more of our downtown businesses actually wanting to be a part of the market, which before they were somewhat negative about being a part of the market and having the market. And then in Chico, we also have another area of town that's being developed by Ken Grossman from Sierra Nevada and the guy from Fifth Sun, and they are talking about doing a market. So there's a little bit of incentive as well, for, you know, our businesses and keeping our downtown kind of whole. So, but we did just get, I think I counted 22 businesses that got money from the Aaron Rodgers Fund. So that was kind of that's been a huge source of hope.
What is the Aaron Rodgers Fund?
So Aaron Rodgers, who is the quarterback for
Oh, I did hear
the
about
Packers,
that.
yeah, he put out $500,000 to help small businesses.
Yeah.
So
wow,
about 22 of our businesses in our downtown, and we've got about 300 businesses, but really it's about 60 in the core. About somewhere from 22 to 24 actually received money for rent. It's 3 months of rent. It's 3 months of utilities and payroll taken care of.
And was it just for Chico, or was it other areas?
Just for Butte County. So
Butte
Paradise, County. Yeah. So he's been just a huge humanitarian with a huge heart. So he had everybody send in a video. And it was part of, do you guys know about the Barstool Fund that Dave Porteroy? Do you know about that? So it was part of that. That's how it got started. And then Aaron came in and decided to put together, like, add more money to just a fund for the Butte County businesses that are affected by COVID. So everybody had to send in like a 5-minute video. And then they've kind of been playing the videos with him on social media. It's been pretty amazing.
Right.
So, but yes, the market it's a beast, and we're trying to figure out passive least resistant. So.
Okay.
I would love to have a smaller group talk about farmers markets, just specifically. Yeah. I said that at the beginning of the call before some people joined, because we're in a position where we're getting pressure to bring it back. We used to contract with a separate farmers market organization, Certified Farmers Market Association. They severed their contract with us. So now we're bringing it in-house. we're trying to plan for a May relaunch, but we're not planning to relaunch a whole. We were going to do a tiered, just the farmers at first, and then add things as the tiers start to open up. But it's so complicated, and if we're not going to make any money, why do it? So maybe
So I will send out maybe an invite for everybody on another Tuesday at 11, which is kind of the time that we have been meeting for these check-ins for people to talk about farmers market. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
I would
can definitely
I would
be part of
love, yeah, I'd love to be part of that, because our farmers market our numbers right now are better than they were a year ago. We have record numbers, and I would love to help you all get your markets back going.
Okay.
We are different in that there are markets just 15 minutes away from us that have live entertainment and hot food and things like that. I know, right? And we don't. We have been able to make it with, but we do have like hummus and things like that. But we've modified it. We're right in the middle. No seating, no dining, hot food to go only, caution tape, no music. We have kind of a hybrid, and it's worked beautifully for us. And I am in no hurry to open it up into anything bigger. So would love to be part of that, because like I said, our market has never done so well. And I hope it remains, once everything goes back to normal. I hope now we have dedicated people who are so in love with the market that they'll stay, shopping with us. So count me in for that.
Thanks, Christine.
I want to echo that too. Here in Main Street Oceanside, we're also very successful. We've been doing better than previous years. So that has been successful. But we do have a party manager. And so I think I'd like to kind of discuss that a little bit more, because I think we're losing revenue there, that we can keep it here locally. So.
Great. Well, obviously a very important subject for all the Main Street programs. So we'll get that on the agenda and have a discussion just about the farmers markets. And
definitely.
Great. Shout out to Marnie for creating our video for the Main Street Now for California. And I don't know if I saw the clip though. Yeah.
Let's see if I can find it. I threw it in the folder. It's 5 seconds. It's so hard to represent all of California.
I know.
We asked a guy who had a video of an overview of the town, and I was hoping that he would use some that he has of the lakes, so it wasn't just our town, but not trying to be Grass Valley centric. I was just kind of working with what we had. And so then he did a shot in front of our mural. So yeah, they're all silly, but they're all really cute. I mean, I think you shared with me like 5 that have been done. Let me see. I will bring it up. So yeah, in an ideal world, I would have shown mountains and ocean and farms and all that.
It's only 5 seconds.
It's 5 seconds, yeah.
A lot of time to do anything.
Where is it? Get the link, copy the link, and go.
Thank you for doing that, Marnie.
Oh gosh, it's really fun. I really wish we had more than 5 seconds, but I get it. If there's 50 states or more, then you only get what you get. So anyway,
exactly.
Hopefully we can do something fun that represents all of our districts in the future. And
yeah,
and I know we've talked about that, so it's just a fun project. So I got some of our board members and some of the chamber members, and tried to get some diversity, and we're challenged with people, but yeah. Got a previous director, Howard Levine, in there because he's
Howard.
Yeah. Good old Howard. He's still here.
He's still kicking. Okay, good.
Yeah. He's got some big public art project he wants to do. It's his legacy. He's like, how they used to do the cows in Chicago, and I guess we did the deer here in Grass Valley, and are going to try to repeat that with some sculpture. So we get to work with him again. That'll be fun.
Great. Well, we are coming up on the end of our meeting today. And Abby, we have a quarterly that's coming out. Did you want to just make a little bit announcement about what's going to be included in the next one?
Yeah, thanks for the chance. So we're going to be doing a community spotlight featuring Eureka, who was one of the 4 recipients of the USDA grant for entrepreneurship ecosystem building, which is very exciting. We chat a bit about that with Charlotte. We're also doing the Downtown Difference Maker is from Ocean Beach, the Ocean Beach Business Center, which won 2 awards at their annual award ceremony. Yes, thank you so much for connecting. And then also just, great highlights from February and January, including really great initiatives for Black History Month and Lunar New Year and SLO. So a lot of fun stuff there. If you're not receiving CAMSA quarterly emails, let me know and I'll add your email address to the DIS list. Want to make sure that we're building that out and keeping that growing.
Excellent. And any last minute updates that people want to share before we sign off?
Could I ask a question? I have a hiring question and thought maybe I could connect with somebody. My right-hand man, who basically we've called him our director of development, who built our entire membership program. He does our grant writing. He has been instrumental, started as a board member, now works with me 20 hours a week. He's leaving in June. So he's now been working with me for all of 2020, 2019. So it's been over 2 years now. So fairly devastating, but an amazing opportunity at the same time. We've rewritten his job description to be more of a program manager. I've talked to others who don't have an assistant executive director, but they are outsourcing events and this and that. So we're trying to figure out our job description. And I think we've come up with a 32-hour per week program manager, pays fairly well. But I would love to know 2 things. One is, does anyone have a job description of a program manager and or assistant executive director that they could share? And number 2, what best way to look for this person? So obviously there's everything from Indeed, to just a variety of different ways. So just wondering if you have through the Point or through something, if there's something.
Yeah, that's what I was going to recommend, that definitely to advertise on the Point and to, put that question up there on the Point as well. And you should get some response from that. Again, are there folks within this group that might share with Christine any job descriptions that might be relevant? Please do that.
And I'm going to put my email address in the body. So if anybody has, let me make sure I spelled that right. If anybody has something that they could share, that would be great. This is the first time we've actually would be hiring someone of this magnitude. Mark came to me, as I mentioned, as a board member, and it just migrated into this position. It was a very easy, seamless situations, but this will be the first time where we're actually going to be hiring a stranger, if you will. So completely new territory for us.
And idealist.org is another good place to advertise for nonprofit jobs. And there are a few different, online job placement.
Oh, great. Okay, thank you.
Alicia, you had something?
Yeah, February was pretty eventful for us. Our executive director resigned. So we're kind of in a bit of a transitional moment. So things have been kind of upended again, but in terms of updates on the work that we did in February, we did a Black History Month promotional campaign where we focused on both the history, Black history from downtown Richmond, but also history in the making. So every week we pull together just a really quick couple of highlights of, you know, significant places or people or spaces in the district, and then paired that with a current business that's a Black-owned business and how they're continuing the legacy of Black entrepreneurship in particular in downtown. And we also launched a call for artists. We received a mini grant from the City of Richmond's Arts and Culture Commission. We're working in partnership with another arts organization to do simultaneous art and windows shows in 2 different spaces in the area, and hosting a virtual reception that features the artists with a curbside pickup, make and take activity that's inspired by the work that's being displayed. And then in June, we will be tapping into that same pool of artists who've responded to the call for artworks. Also, just generally broadly, other Richmond-based artists to participate in a business principles for artists workshop, to support them with, you know, making a living out of doing what their creative process is. So that's to be determined and more information coming soon. And then we've kind of soft launched a new clean and safe program that we're calling Planter Ambassadors. So recruiting downtown residents to adopt a planter or a green space that's in the public right of way, and supplying them with tools and a little bit of training, getting, you know, a really low ball kind of commitment once a week, once every 2 weeks, just to, you know, say pull weeds from a tree well or something like that. And so we've equipped our first planter ambassador with tools and resources and training to be able to adopt a planter that we rehabbed last summer. But we were not too great about keeping the maintenance up, and she did a 2-hour shift and it's looking really good already. So that's exciting. And she says she has one other person who's interested. So we're trying to follow up with them. And then we actually had a business open last week. So it's a deli that's taking over a previous deli space, and they rehabbed the space and it looks really nice now. So I'm really excited about them, and I'm going to go
I must visit.
get some lunch from them on Wednesday. So that's really exciting.
Excellent. Well, we went a little bit over, but that was great news. Thank you so much for sharing, Alicia. And good to see everyone. I will follow up about the farmers market meeting and look forward to catching up with everybody. And if you have any questions for me, please do email me. Okay.
Okay.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you.